the character and persona known as Dr. Scammer, aka Dr. Umar Johnson.
Damn. Okay, let's get into this thing now, but let's get in. Chew it on the topic of scamming.
This is the point, man. Mr. GoFundMe Tunde. Huh?
Ifa Tunde, Unde or something.
Yeah.
Just some made up. That might be a real name in Africa, but made up for him.
The Prince of Pan-Africanism. He alleges to be a direct blood descendant of the Frederick Douglass. The family have said, "Don't be stupid."
You were right. You were right. How does it feel? No, but how does it feel to have called that right the whole time? How does it feel? Because I'm gonna keep it real, man. Look, I'm more so disappointed than anything else, and I think I speak for a lot of folks, even that's on here. It's more disappointment than anything else, because don't get it twisted. There's no such thing as a savior. No one's coming to save anyone. However, I feel like between the 2015 to 2020 period, there was a lot of disingenuous, slack, lying, gaslighting individuals that were online. There was no balance. It was just all whores, hustlers, gangsters. It was just a major promotion of the degeneracy of black people. I'm going to keep it real. And the African Americans were at the forefront of that campaign. However, Umar Johnson came out, and I can't remember who the first man who sent me one of his videos, and he spoke so eloquently. He was highlighting a lot of issues that we face, not just in the States. A lot of us face those issues here. So when he was breaking it all down and saying what he was saying, I was like, this brother's onto something. I like what this brother's saying. And he was going into further detail about ADHD and people being labeled wrongly for having ADHD, and how this was almost a ploy to undereducate young black males. Then on top of that, he was also pushing something that, as you guys know, very close to my heart, and something that I believe is number one on the list of reclaiming or rebuilding the infrastructure of all our communities, especially the diaspora, and that is the family structure. And he was talking about that. And when I say the family structure, the black family structure, no disrespect to no one, but the black family structure. So I was like, wow, man's just saying it as it is. Like, nah, like this is official. So every time he would be on an interview or he'd have some content, shout out T, you already know what time it is. Me and my brethren, we would like share things. Like he would send me, like, as he seen it, yo, watch this. I would send him things. And it was almost like, as Noble says, edutainment, because it was funny. Some of the stuff was funny, like the Snow Bunny crisis and all that. That was funny. I'm gonna keep it real. And then at the same time, in all seriousness, I was like, you're building the family and all that. However, what I started to notice is that when he would get into confrontations with other people online, which is something that happens, people, you can't avoid it. Let me tell you, you can't avoid it. People, when you're online talking, you public property, as Tony Yayo says. You put your face online and you're talking about whatever it may be, your public property. So you're going to get people that make all kind of outrageous comments. There was one guy that was on Express Truth, where no matter what we said or did, he would just leave a negative comment. No matter what it was, he'd just leave a negative comment. That's just what comes with the territory. So Umar now, he was doing a lot of views. So when I seen him respond to these endeavors and these confrontations, that's when man's spidey senses started going up, because I'm like, why are you so aggressive? Like, why don't you just ignore these, man? Do you know what I mean? Like, why don't you just ignore them? Like, there's a bag of man in the States making content. When you respond, you almost validate, man. You get me? It's like even with us, let me personalize it. There was a Brer. He's going hard on us. Like, he's even saying, like, yo, our box, man. Like, he's even saying he'll box, man. And I'm telling you, people, you'd think it would be me that would be the cooler head. It was Stephen and Noble that was like, nah, we're not saying nothing. Nah, we're leaving him. We're just ignoring this cat. And I'm like, nah, upon that, we need to address it. No, because that's why he's did it. He's led with disrespect because he wants you to respond. And when you respond, he's now your people, even if it's only 500 people, are going to say, yo, who that man talking? Let me Google this, brother. And it becomes a spectacle. Whereas, look, we ignored him And he was making his videos and all that. And you, man, don't even know who he is because we didn't give him no clout. Now, Umar, on the other hand, was making videos with the Naz beanie. You know how Naz used to wear the beanie with the, and then he's, yeah, man, King Kong consciousness, and yeah, these struggle streamers and da 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 da. And I'm like, yo, that's a bit weird how you're responding to that. Like, because some of these men are literally sitting down in their car. Real talk, like some of these men are sitting down in their car looking for content. They're not even passionate about what they speak about. People, no pre-planning, no notes, no nothing. We're an hour and a half into a Saturday morning stream. Man just here talking. Now, a lot of these brothers can't do that, so they need content. So a lot of men in the States were looking for content, and at the time, Umar was on the menu. Now, how he responded to this, yeah?
Hey, but Mark, stop there, sorry.
Come true.
Keep a mental note where you are, because we need to. You've slightly skipped a stage, and the stage that you skipped was for me, one of the blaring, like, woo, this was the flashing, flipping red flag for me. It's when oh God, when are we going back to now? 13, maybe 14, possibly even 15. Do you remember the character Sarah Suiton Seti?
Name rings a bell, but I wasn't a consumer, no.
Okay. So he was massive. He was like Sarnetta's little puppet brethren. He'd bring him out for the lectures and all that. Very aggressive, pro-black. He was brethren. He looked like a mulatto himself. He was that light-skinned. But that's, but listen, as I'll always say, we come in all shades.
That's a fact.
We come in
no colorist business over here.
No colorist business. So this is the point. I'm glad that I mentioned that before I go back into the thing. So there was some kind of disagreement between them. Umar Johnson was in his little Motel 6, wherever him did there, with his Philly beanie on there. You Papa Smurf, mulatto looking so-and-so. Something just disrespecting this colorism thing. Yeah. You ain't even black. MFing, this and that. I'm like, hold up, this is Dr. Umar Johnson. Number one, how comes he's dressing so casually all of a sudden? He used to be in suits looking sharper than hell. Now he's gone real casual like. And now he's done like a 15-minute ranting video cussing down Sarah Suiton Seti. Like, what are we doing here? We've gone so far from the mission, which is to highlight, come on.
Educate, enlighten. He done none of it.
None of it, Bridge. Please do.
All right, thank you for bridging that gap there, yeah? So, from this point, people, I remember saying to myself, Umar dealt with that wrong. He dealt with that wrong. You get me? Like, it really, really bothered me how he dealt with that. But I said, you know what? Man are probably drawing out the brother. They've drew him out now, and he's gave them that reaction. It is what it is. Then came the conscious stripper. Now, this was a situation where he was fooling around with a stripper who went by the name of the conscious stripper. Now, that situation for me, a lot of man jumped off the train then. But for me, I was like, he's a man. Yeah, he's at all these speaking engagements.
Yeah.
The sisters are obviously enjoying the knowledge. And if him and a sister, two consenting adults, decide they want to do the deed, then they can do the deed. You know what I mean? I remember even arguing with man saying, nah, do your thing. I thought it was like almost like a smear campaign. Let me put it like that. I thought it was a smear campaign.
Many people did as well, Mark. Many people thought the same thing.
Because he was actually saying, that there was a NBA player who was about to donate a large donation, and that was done to block the donation. So I was like, damn, that's what happened. So fast forward from there, we're still nowhere near. So fast forward from there, he actually acquires the school building. Now, when he acquires the school building, I'm like, you see, he said he was going to do it. It took a bit of time, and he's now done it. But what kept happening after that point is the school's going to open this date, brothers and sisters. Yo, the school's going to open that day, brothers and sisters. And I remember just thinking, family, there's too much misdirection. There's too much change of plans. I get it can happen once or twice, even 3 times, but we're going on 5 years now. Back then, I'm talking, back then. So the school's not opening. Then I'm starting to realize, oh, you're taking this pro-black conscious thing as like a gimmick, because now he started doing things like going on to what's the brother's name, man? Drewski. Going on to Drewski's online, like Drewski's like a comedian, Noble.
Yeah. We covered him. I remember.
Yeah. So I'm like, why are you linking a man
Umar.
like that? Like, would Malcolm X? Don't get it twisted. I'm not putting him in the same breath as Malcolm X, but that's a modern day. That's what you're trying to do.
Equivalence.
Yeah, that's a modern day. So I'm like, would Malcolm X link these kind of Drewski and them? Nah, he wouldn't.
No, give me some clarity, sibling. I don't even know this myself.
All right, so Drewski did a show called I don't know what it was called, but it was basically about him finding love, and he would have these different women, and he would interview the women, and he brought Dr. Umar on to interview some of the women with him. It was almost like a comedic element of the snow bunny crisis.
Yeah.
So there was a girl even on there who was saying, my man's racist, this and that. So I was like, why would you put your brand on that? So let me just personalize it again. So when Pearly Things was at the height, folks, Pearly Things was at the height of her attention, and she DM'd me direct and said, Joe, I need you, man, on this thing. I need you, man, to come to LON and sit down on this thing that we've got, because you, man, are different. I knew, we jump on that, man ain't taking us serious.
Exactly.
We jump on that, man are gonna say, you, man, are some hypocrites. Now we good. However, Umar couldn't turn things down. He's going everywhere. It's all good. Do your thing. But then I'm side-eyeing, bombastic side-eye.
At one point, it was only $200 to get him on for a podcast.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%. Well, last time when he was coming to Brom, let's keep it real. Let's lift up the curtain. We got a message. This is true story, folks, from a community person who said, listen, would you, man, have Umar on the podcast? Remember our message, you know, Bo?
Yeah.
They said, Joe, would you have Umar on the podcast? And I'm like, yeah, of course, but it ain't going to be no... I'm like, yeah, of course, like, it can come through, but it's not going to be no, like, he's just talking and man are just listening. We're going to ask questions. Whenever they must have went back and told him that, he decided, whatever happened, it didn't happen anyway. Anyway, folks, this situation happens with this woman. So I'm going to skip a few years and just get to the present day. This situation happens with this woman that he refers to as Madeira. Now, when he was breaking down what had happened, the number one thing I couldn't take my mind off is that she didn't actually accuse him of anything heinous. So she never accused him of sexual assault. She never accused him of abuse. She never accused him of nothing like that. She was saying that he mistreats his mom, which is a serious allegation. And she said that where he lives is messy. Now, I think a lot of people have jumped off the bandwagon with how he responded to this. Because my man's came out and started saying how the girl put her mouth on his things and how her front did smell and all this. And I'm just one of them old school men people that believe a man should not publicize certain things. It doesn't matter what's happened. Like, him talking like that made me say, I can't support my man no more. Him talking like that showed me that he isn't who he says he is. That's what that done. And I think a lot of people seen that and realize that if we go back, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, I'm not putting him in the same breath as these men, but I'm just saying through a modern day lens, he's trying to build in it. And I just couldn't see any of them, man, talking like that in public about a woman, a black woman, the same woman that you say you're trying to uplift. Then another thing is, imagine constantly talking about the black family and the snow bunny crisis, and you don't have that. You don't have that. You see what I mean? You ain't got a black family. You don't have a wife. You've actually created 2 broken homes. Now, I understand things happen. Like, you can break up with a woman, but your daughter's online. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. You can't be telling man, you can't be obese and then telling man how to lose weight. It just can't run, folks. That's not how the world works. You have to lead by example. And Umar does not lead by example. He doesn't. He don't lead by example. And this is the problem. And most people are seeing that now. The school is never going to open. That school's never going to open. My man was almost using that to fuel his lifestyle. Because now I'm hearing some of the engagements, he was paying his own flight. And I get it. A lot of people are online now going at him. But folks, it's embarrassing because mans have told me, you know, for years, Noble was one of them. Yo, my man, he's a bit weird. Yo, be careful. My man, he lies a lot. This, that. There's so much contradictions in the things that he says. You can't be talking this pro-black family, this, that, and you're creating broken homes. You're not married. Like, think about it. You're on a global stage. You travel to places that most men won't travel to.
Mm.
You've got an extensive social media contact list. If you wanted a wife, that's easy because you don't need to find a wife from America. You could have a wife right now, South Africa. Just go on. Yo, South Africa's different, you know. That shape, that figure that all them girls are getting BBLs for, that originates from there. You go on to certain girl over there, and forget about the looks department. Yo, certain of them girl are bred, you know, to just honor thy man. You know, like he says, and people, the ladies, don't think I'm saying that that's how it should. Don't think I'm saying that's how it should be. I'm just saying, through a lens of a scholar, if you wanted something that was gonna just be seen and not heard, you was in that position to do that. You was in that position and you didn't do it. You didn't do it. So for me, you were fraud. And now we're hearing that there's that Leonard Honor. I was in a gym this morning. Yeah.
The property taxes thing, right?
Yes.
Not the utility taxes, it's utility taxes.
And I'm saying, damn. But at the same time, and this is not defense, but there's also a part of me, that believes that he bit off more than he could chew as well.
No.
Let me elaborate, Noble. Let me elaborate before you come in.
Come.
So imagine saying you're gonna build a school, an actual school, and you're using words like the first and
which is impossible.
Black funded and all these words that when we hear them, black funded, yeah, man, these are the buzzwords. And there was a part of me that said, did he underestimate how much this would cost? Come through, Noble. Come through.
Pardon self. So I can understand that chain of thought, and just looking at it surface level, you could indeed say that, Mark. You could indeed say that. But let's just look at the basics. And I've broken this down before. Many years back on the solo build I did about Mr. Umar Johnson himself. So again, pardon self. So we've got an idea. We've been getting funds and this and donations from the people, and we want to have a school for black boys. Forget the girls. Remember, it's for black boys.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. Okay, I'm with it. Umar Johnson is articulate, etc. Stripped. So that's the basics of it. So let's go to the mechanics. So I want a school for, okay, so let's say 50 boys. And this is a boarding school as well. This isn't a school where they go to and fro. They're actually sleeping.
They're sleeping at the premises.
This is what it's supposed to have been, yeah.
Oh, crazy.
You're right. Okay. So that adds another layer and dynamic in regard to this building. So I've got 50 boys that I need to house and accommodate for these term times. Yeah. So number one, so I've then got to do some research. Is there a building which served the same purpose or could be repurposed? That's the thing. So is there an existing school that we can just remix and just change the name, move in? Okay, the cost is going to be this much. Okay, so let's see about an old hotel maybe, because that's got accommodation and that will have rooms as well, conference rooms, etc. Maybe we could just do that, refurb that, and make that into a school. Parking around there, it'll have facilities depending on what type of hotel it is, etc. That's the second option. Third option would be, okay, do I build it from fresh? How much is that going to take? So that's just the structure in itself, Mark. That's just the structure we're dealing with now, right? So we've eliminated just the structure. So now the structure has to house something, right? Either a full rebuild, some form of renovation, and let's look at CCTV. Let's look at HVAC, which he had major problems with and said that he got scammed and all this kind of foolishness. There's the infrastructure. Let's label that infrastructure cost. So before you've even said to, you have to have a business. It's called a business plan, right? A business case.
Facts.
And the business case breaks it down to its minutest detail. The building purchase costs this much money. To renovate, it's going to cost this. Utilities, security, fire safety, etc. is going to cost this. The monthly bills are going to be this for the utilities. The maintenance is going to cost this. We've got to get the school Why is it? The maintenance man in, how much is that going to cost? A crew for them to come in. We've got to get dinner ladies to come in and cook food. Da, 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 da.
Exactly.
How much is that going to cost? Everything is broken down. Then we got the teachers. The teachers actually doing the sum. Where are they going to live? How much are they going to be paid? What are their qualifications? He's done nothing, Mark. He's done absolutely nothing apart from package an idea of problem, solution, which is the veneer. I'm gonna build a school for black boys. That's what I'm gonna do. Originally, I was gonna build it in Africa, but everyone's pushing back and they're pushing back. So now I'll build it. I'll build it in America now. I'll build a school just for black boys, not for the black girls, them, because they're gonna detract and distract from the boys learning, and vice versa. If you have a mixed school, and I understand there's some credence and some value to segregated learning, but let's just say it for what it is. The dude has just scammed people.
People, I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to watch the stream in full, consider becoming a Patreon or joining our YouTube members. And don't forget to hit the like button, folks, and we'll see you in the next one.